Welcome to this Welker Farms first look map tour with me, MrSealyp. The Welker Farms Inc. map is out. This is the new map by Mapper's Paradise and I'm extremely excited about this one. I've been watching Welker Farms on YouTube for quite a while now, and to actually be on the map and see all the stuff that's actually in real life is incredible. And Mapper's Paradise have done a brilliant job. No, I mean little things, and if you haven't watched any of Welker Farms on YouTube, get on there and watch. Subscribe. Nick Welker, Scott Welker, Bob Welker, the whole family. It's just amazing to watch. And I'm just looking across there, just this bit here. I remember watching the episode where they built the playset, and Nick went off with a wheel loader and got the rocks from the fields to put out for the kids to play on. It's fantastic that it's all on here. Really, really good. I'm going to walk forward because...
Hi, this is Nick Welker speaking. I just want to say welcome to my family farm, and I hope you all have a great time farming.
So we've been welcomed by the Welker family and have fun farming. Now, this picture here, we've got Nick Welker on this end with his wife. We've got Bob Welker, third generation farmer, and then you've got Scott Welker on this end. Scott and Nick are Bob's sons, and they all run the family together, all of them together. It's a family run operation and it's brilliant. Again, I'll put a link in the description down the bottom for the channel. Get over there, have a look, subscribe. What I also noticed, which is really cool down here, there's gold buried in these here parts. Follow the clues to have a great start. Clue number 1, you might get a growl if you get too close, so behind the main house could be worth a nose. These are dotted around all over the place as far as I'm aware, to help you locate the nuggets and that kind of thing, which is fantastic. So we start just south of Central on the map, and you can see straight away, I'm going to go into the main menu, the fields are massive. Here's some real world stats for you. The farm is on Benjamin Road in Shelby, Montana, or just outside Shelby, Montana. The farm is roughly about 10,000 acres, the farm is, and that works out about 4,000 hectares. I think it's 2.5 acres to a hectare, so about 4,000 hectares. The plots, the big rectangular plots in the real world, are split into about 640 acre plots. They're then split into fours for fields, so each field's about 160 acres, which is 64 hectares. They're big fields. I mean, you can look at the map and you can tell they're big fields. And watching a lot of the videos that Nick puts up, there's some fantastic footage, drone footage and all the stuff he does of the other farms locally, and they all run slightly different machinery, which is fascinating to watch. There's the grub farms, I think it's Wonken farms, Wild Farms. They run New Hollands, Case, John Deere, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm really excited to be on here, but anyway, that's just me. Looking very quickly at the actual prices, they're about standard, what you'd expect. However, you've only got one sell point. Because it's kind of set in a real world environment, there aren't loads of sell points. Where they sell their grain is actually quite a long way away, and they do winter wheat, they do peas, I can't remember now, a whole range of different stuff. So you've got the CHS grain elevator, you've got McCoy's Mill Works, which is the sawmill, and then you've got the straw barn. There's no BGA on this map. So if you were thinking of doing massive silage harvests on corn, there isn't one, because obviously it's a real world map. That's not going to be on here. As far as equipment goes, what do we start out with? Well, you've got a Case 1455, a Case Optum, and various bits of equipment. We've got a Lizard Twin Star, pretty much like the trucks that they use. They run Case axial flows, and I think they've got 2 or 3 that they use normally for harvest. Sometimes other people come in and help as well. As far as tractors go, on the real farm, they run 3 big buds. They've got a Series 1, a Series 2 and a Series 3 Big Bud. The Series 1 is a 435, Series 2 is a 525, and the Series 3 is a 650. They are massive and they're awesome. When we get round to the workshop, I'll explain a little bit more about various different things they do. We've got trailers, we've got cultivators. You start off with some nice bits of equipment, but fairly small considering the size of the fields, and I would imagine very, very quickly people are going to want to upgrade to big buds so they can be just like the Welkers, and why not indeed. So I'm trying to think the best way around here. I'm going to start by going over towards the houses. The main house is just over here, which I think was built originally by Nick Welker's grandfather, I think it was, as far as I'm aware. The main entrance off Benjamin Road is just here.
Sorry, thank you. Don't stop being silly. Thank you very much. Thanks for you. Bye. Sorry, Anne.
So that's fine.
Did you pause it?
No, I stopped talking a minute. Come lay down, darling.
Come on, darling. Come lay down. Got the Coke in there.
Okay.
Little dips, okay?
Yeah, cheers. Now, off to our left, there's a chicken coop, I think, around behind the house, is it? I'm sure the chicken's around here somewhere. Oh, there we go. I don't want to get too close to that because farm dog might start barking. He doesn't seem very happy. But anyway, there's another clue there. I won't go around and do all the clues, but the chickens are... Oh, they are over here. I knew they were around somewhere. Chickens just round behind the main house. Now, if we go round, we've got Nick Welker's house, just here. Nick's affectionately referred to as Mr. Hollywood. And then you've got Scott Welker's house. Scott is known as Leg Arms because he's got huge arms which look like legs, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute as well. And as far as I'm aware, where it says Design Beast, I think it's Scott's wife that did the Welker Farms logo and does their t-shirts and hats and the designs and stuff like that as well, which is all pretty cool. So moving around to the barn areas, there are various different barns that were built at different times on the farm, and as far as I know, they all open. The doors open. We've got one of the large ones here. It's got quite a bit of the equipment stored in it, and these are all authentic to the actual ones in the real world. They're blue. The shapes are right. They're, you know, it's all absolutely spot on. This one's got a light switch too. Is that for the outside or inside? And then this is where the magic happens. This building here, I've lost count of how many sort of series of episodes, live streams and various things I've watched. Nick, Scott and Bob. Scott, I would say Scott predominantly, but Nick as well. There isn't very much they can't do in so much as fabrication, building, fixing. They have done some amazing projects in this workshop. They've got the hoist over the top here. They've got various different machines. They made a hybrid out of a Ford pickup with a Cummins engine, which is nicely referred to as the Fummins now. They built the Big Brute, which was a combination of a float truck and a New Holland boom sprayer, which Black Sheep Modding have just done a mod of, and that should be coming out soon, imminently as far as I'm aware. But over here we've got Nick, and we've got Leg Arms, and as you can tell by his arms, they are rather big. And this is where they do all of their work, all their fabrication, all the stuff off season where they're repairing and getting things ready. And like I say, it's incredible what they do and what they have achieved and built and created. It's like Frankenstein's workshop. The things that come out of here are just truly truly phenomenal. That's pretty much the main yard. In real life, down the sides here, they generally kind of line up machinery and vehicles, some of the bigger stuff that they either haven't got room for or they're not using at a particular moment in time is all lined up here. We've got some silos around the back here, and because it's incredibly flat, incredibly open, and you can see for miles and miles and miles and miles, the farm is protected by this layer of trees that runs around two sides in like an L shape around the side of the farm, because when the wind howls across here, I would imagine it gets pretty cold and pretty bleak. When it snows, and I recall recently watching an episode where the snow was melting and it was pouring right the way through here, through past the barns, and they had to build a snowbank to prevent it flooding the workshop and various different things. So, you know, but again, go back, have a look, go on their channel and check it all out. Back to the map itself, because I'm getting so kind of... I am absolutely gobsmacked at how detailed, how much it's just like the real farm. And you often get maps that are based on real farms. You know, Oakfield is based in the real place. Lone Oak Farm based in the real place. And I think that's fantastic. And I always love those maps when you know they're based in reality. But I think the big difference with this one is because you can go online and you can watch it, you can see it, it's all there. It just makes it that much more real. And again, I've said this before on different American maps. American maps may not be your thing. You may not like these big wide open spaces or anything like that, and this may not be the map for you. But like I say, it's just so faithfully recreated. The Mapper's Paradise guys have done a phenomenal job on this. Really is very, very good. So, the field prices and jobs. They're big. Field 1 I think is the biggest field, and we'll have a quick look back in here again. Yeah, field 1 is massive. They're all big fields. I mean, let's be honest, you're going to need big machinery. There's not a field here you think, well, I'll buy a small field straight off the bat and we'll get the ball rolling. That's not going to happen. I would suggest that you go and do the gold nuggets, because you're going to need the money. Unless you use cheap boxes. If you run this with seasons, it's going to be a lot harder. I did check it is seasons compatible, and the snow mask is on as well. So that's all working. But we'll have a quick look. So 22.28 hectares, 1,804,000 for this field. The mission time for this particular job is 231 minutes. Generally speaking, you can do that in about half the time, but that's still a lot of time. Pays 92,000, which is pretty good if you've got the time to put in. You need to be running multiple machinery and all sorts of stuff on this map to get this to work for you. It's huge. Now, I'm not going to drive across the map because that will take quite... Well, I say I'm not going to. I'll drive a bit of it. Of course I will. Let's go and grab one of the tractors. Might be a bit slower. We haven't got a pickup, have we? Let's get that one out of the way first. The Optum CVX, I think it's got wheel weights, judging by what I just saw this side. Wheel weights on it. So, the interesting thing as well about this is the map is turned around slightly, I think. Judging by the way this is laid out, I think it's twisted to how it is in reality, because this one, Field 8, is in the north, Field 21 is east, Field 14 is west. I think in real life it's flipped 90 degrees, so Field 14 would be north, if that makes any sense. But Shelby in the real world is down to the southeast. If you go down from where I am at the main farm down towards the shop in the bottom southeast corner, Shelby, Montana is just off from that corner down that direction. We're facing north as it is on this map at the moment. And we're going to head up to the Welker grain elevator. There's a straw barn and there's McCoy's Millworks right at the top corner, the northwest, and then, like I say, southeast you've got shop, CHS, grain, sell point, That's all down there, so we'll get to that, but I will skip across some of that because it's going to take us quite a while to get there, and you'll get some idea of how flat and open. I think in reality the farm from sort of corner to corner directly across is about 10 miles at its widest point, which is, I mean, it's just huge. It just, the mind boggles. And I love watching the videos when they're doing either planting or they're doing the harvest, and you've got 3 harvesters running, and you think that's impressive stuff, 3 harvesters running. And with the drone footage, when they pan right out and you see the scale of the fields, even with 3 harvesters running, it takes a long time. This is probably, out of all the maps, I mean, Mustang Valley was a big one, with big fields. This is a big bud map. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you want to be running multiple harvesters, multiple tractors. You know, it's the only way you're going to get anywhere on this map. So, off to the side here. Now, here we go. This is another one of those things. I know it's a bit sad and a bit geeky. There's a brilliant episode where these two, I think they're using fertilizer tanks. Oh yeah, fertilizer tanks. Because Nick Welker said it's cheaper to buy the fertilizer when it's cheap, fill the tanks up, and then you can save yourself a lot of money. And what they're intending doing is buying new ones of these and adding to it. But this concrete base they poured themselves, and then these 2 fertilizer tanks were delivered with a specialist truck, and the truck backed up and lifted them up into place, and then they were bolted onto the ground. And it's a brilliant episode. It's just fascinating to see the machinery that they use to do all this stuff. It's really incredible. And again, it's really cool to get out of the tractor and think, I saw that in real life. I saw them building them. It's amazing. So one of the case harvesters is here. You only start with 1, but to be fair, if you're going to build up the farm, you're going to probably want a couple more. The barn opens here as well. Then, there we go. One of these, I think, they used for storing grain for quite a long time. I think they still do at some points. So we've got over here, we've got the Nicholas Carrawell Stiller sprayer. Again, when Big Brute comes out, I mean, yeah, that would go. That's gone for a Burton. The Big Brute's going to be on here, isn't it? Without a doubt. If you play on PC, I think there are loads of Big Bud modded tractors out there, so you can probably get as close to the ones they run. I think pretty much. Bits of machinery that are not in use at the moment, dotted around all over the place. Now these I don't think can be used, but this is their kind of graveyard. And I know Nick said they want to at some point. They're going to scrap a load of this, but it's just getting around to doing it, I think, is one of the things. But this is the farm silo. Unload here into this auger. It goes into the silo, and then when you want to load back up again to sell, whatever you're going to do, that's at this end. Farm silo size is... it's only 100,000 litres. I must admit I thought it'd be bigger than that. But to be fair, you've got plenty of room here to add silos if you want to. It's not like you're going to be short of space, and it's not like you're going to need to be cutting down trees to make space either. But there you go, that's your grain silo, or your silo, farm silo, whatever you want to call it. I think fertiliser was over there. I think this might be seed refill. I haven't come across the seed refill point actually, unless that's down at the main store. That could be. What does that sound like? That says seeds. Yeah, seed here, fertiliser over on those ones there. Fantastic. Right. Let's whiz up to the top of the map. To the northwest corner. And then we'll head... I'm trying to think which way to go for the best. We'll just carry straight up. And then we'll go head down to the southeast corner. Past the farm and to the main sell point and the machinery store. There is some forestry available on this map. Not a huge amount. You've got the sawmill up here. I think down the bottom corner as well, southwest corner down by the main store, I think there's some forestry there as well, but not a huge amount. leg arm storage services. Oh, I love that. That's brilliant. Oh dear. So I think it's kind of like a placeable area, really. You don't have to buy it. I love the rusted gates, and it's got a very realistic feel to it. They're not the standard just plonk down, there you go kind of thing. Barn space, I suppose grain silos if you want to stick anything down the ground. Some forestry here. The other glaringly obvious thing that you may have noticed, there are chickens, but there are no other animals. No cows, no pigs, no sheep. So if animal husbandry is the thing you like to do, this isn't going to be the map for you either. In reality, they don't do animals, it's all crops. I hope I'm running in the right direction here. I'll see you there in a moment, because obviously if I drive across this entire map it's going to take us forever to get there. Actually no, we're probably nearly there. It'll be the run over to the other corner that's going to take quite a while. Just got to find the way in now. Now, as far as water sources go, I don't know if... I know there are standpipes dotted around all over the place, little red fire hydrants. I don't know if that water source is available. There are barns dotted about. So this is McCoy's. McCoy's Meal Work. I love the sound effects. The dogs barking and growling at the various different kennels, and it's just really, really good. Mapper's Paradise are incredibly good at this kind of thing. So we've got wood sale over here. We've got our log sell point. I don't think the crane works. In fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. There's no way of getting into it, so I don't think that works. But that's the log sell point. And then over here we've got a wood chip sell point. I think it's inside here. There we go. So the wood chip sell point is inside. Is that door open as well? It does. So this is a sawmill. There's not a huge amount of forestry to do on this map. It's not like you're going to be going for ever and ever. If you do want to do a bit, it's here. What I'm going to do now is probably jump across to the other corner of the map, because like I say, it will take a long time for me to get there otherwise. I nearly forgot the straw barn. I'm just by the side of field 5, so I've come across towards the eastern side of the map, still kind of the north, but sort of northeastern. The straw barn is over here. Close that back down again. We've got more barn space here if you want to spread your machinery around across the map while you're operating it. Egg sell point is just here. They buy eggs. Very, very handy. I don't know what that sound is. So here, getting rid of straw and hay. So if you have any, that's in here. Now I did wonder as well actually, whether or not it might be over here. They do have to go out along one of the main roads for their water supply. because the water comes in on like a main line, and they've got a little pump house, and I'm not quite sure. I don't know if it's on here actually. I haven't come across it. There doesn't seem to be anywhere marked on the map that says it's a water refill point that I'm aware of. I could be wrong, I might have missed it, but who knows. Right, I'll see you back down. I'll say back down. I'll see you down in the bottom corner. That's all the way down this road here now. In a minute. And as if by magic, here we are. We're down in the bottom south-east corner of the map by field 19. Here. And field 1 here. And field 1 is the big one. This field is 45.3 hectares. That's going to take some time. 3.6 million to buy. It is a huge, 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 huge field. But to the south of us, just here, there is some more forestry. And we have got, as we move a little bit closer, that says McCoy's Millwork. That's in German, which is unusual, but there is more forestry here. So you can do forestry here, take it up to the mill at the top end of the map. It'll take a while, but there's plenty here to be getting on with. And you can always replant if you want to. So, on the right hand side, as we go south down the map, we've got CHS. This is the main sell point in the map, or on the map. Very lonely looking man sitting there. So there's your sell point. I don't know if this is storage as well. I'm not too sure, because you've got shoot here. I'm not too sure. That's unusual, because if you look in here, it just says CHS grain elevator as a sell point. It doesn't say anything about storage. And the main farm silo is only 100,000 litres. Not sure about that. That may be, again, sometimes you get slight differences between PC and console. So it might be some things are enabled for PC but not for console. These are big, big, big grain storage. And there's your sell point just in here. If we come back out of here again, we've got, which again is probably another placeable area, just here, I think. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. There's not a sell point or anything in here, but I assume it's just for more storage, vehicles. If you've got a storyline running, part of a narrative, you might buy and sell bits here. It's entirely up to you. We've got a little burger place just here, and I think God, leg arms gets about a bit. Has it been cloned? There's loads of them. Shelby snacks, very nice indeed. And there's another clue at the back of there for gold. Like I say, they are dotted around all over the place. And then round the back here we've got another placeable area. This is down as Big Sky Equipment, I think it is. I think this is... yeah, it's another placeable area. It depends whether you can find the trigger or not to open the gate, but it does open. There we go. If you're right on the end of it. So that's another placeable area, and I think the last place, pretty much the last place on the map to have a look at, is the store. The machinery store, that is. I'm just going all the way back around the front. Now, obviously, not having animals on this map, maybe, you know, people may not like that. Like I say, if animal husbandry is what you like to do, that's not necessarily going to be your thing. And obviously, this first looks, it's a lot quicker when you haven't got as many things to show. The map itself is absolutely spot on, and all the stuff at the main farm, and you know, the recreation of all the things that, like I've said before, that you can actually see on their YouTube channel is just amazing. But as far as the first look goes, the more sell points there are more things to show. With animal husbandry, with all different animal points, there are all the different triggers to show and that kind of thing. That's not on here. There's nothing for me to show you on that. A few bits of machinery dotted around. Over here, we've got our buy points. We've also got, I would imagine it's if you want to come and get a loan to buy your machinery before you buy it. You've got an ATM, and we've got another clue up there. And then round the side, I think, is the customise and direct sell point, which is just here. There you go. Sell or customise your vehicles. Another dog around the back. I don't know whether I don't want to go too close to it and set off farm dog. It's alright. He looked up, but he didn't do anything. I thought he was going to start barking. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the map tour. I mean, I could drive across the map from side to side and show you every individual field. They're big fields. It's going to be big fun. I would say big buds. It's just big. Big sky. Big everything. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to whiz back over to the main farm. And that's it from me on Welker Farms Inc.'s map from Mapper's Paradise. It's brilliant. It looks really, really good. It's, like I say, faithfully recreated. They've done a brilliant job. The touches and detail that's been added in is just brilliant. Really, really is good. If you don't watch the channel, it will mean nothing to you. And you'll probably just look upon it as just, yep, it's another big American map. I can run some big machinery with big fields. But I really would urge you, get on there, have a look at their YouTube channel, go back, watch through a load. I have to say, my style of editing my videos, especially when I do time lapses and the way I edit using music and stuff now, was all off the back of watching one of Nick Welker's videos, where he did a kind of guide to how he edits his videos. Sitting at a laptop, just talking through it, and the penny dropped in my head. I suddenly thought that's brilliant. It wasn't, like he said, it's not a new thing. It wasn't, but it just made sense and it worked well. So from me to Nick Welker, thank you very much for that. That's made a massive difference to me and my channel and my videos and the quality of the content I'm putting out. This map looks absolutely brilliant. I would urge you all download it, have a go, have a play, get over there, look on their YouTube channel, watch their videos. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's great to watch and fascinating too. I hope you've enjoyed this first look. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.